Democrats have a huge decision on their hands as President Joe Biden withdraws from the presidential race. WIFR reporter Sydney Stoffregan talks with a former delegate about the significance of a potential open Democratic convention, something that hasn't happened in more than 50 years.
Former Congressman Don Manzullo says a possible open convention is a good exercise in democracy and gives Americans a sense of how far the country has come.
Originally, the delegates were chosen by Congress.
It's history in the making as the Democratic Party heads for its first brokered convention since 1952, when Illinois Governor Adlai Stevenson won the nomination after 3 rounds of voting. Rockford University political science professor Bob Evans says at the time, fewer than half the states held primary elections, meaning who was on the ticket was anyone's guess.
Now, because somebody will win enough primaries, it's likely that when a convention meets, we'll know who the nominee will be. And we did. It was going to be Biden, except for the fact that he surprised everyone and pulled out.
In 1968, chaos at the Democratic National Convention, also held in Chicago, led to a reform giving ordinary party members in each state the opportunity to choose a candidate. Former Congressman Don Manzullo says this is a game of political chess. Now it's up to the delegates to make the right move.
Delegates that represent him, who were voted for by the people in each state, are now really free agents. They could vote for whomever they want.
With the lessons of the past open conventions behind them, Evans says the Democrats don't want to use the convention to fight over a nominee.
This convention, if the states band together and all endorse Vice President Harris, we wouldn't have that kind of struggle on the floor.
Around 2,000 out of 4,000 delegates need to rally around Vice President Harris for her to win the nomination. But as Evans says, none of them are legally bound to support her.
Could be interesting. Thank you, Sydney. And the Democratic National Convention again will take place August 19th through the 22nd in Chicago. It's the first time since 1996 the Windy City will host the DNC.